Parents, technology, education, AI, all of this change going on. What do you do about the situation? How can you prepare your children to thrive in the age of AI? My name is Amos Tarfa. I'm a medical physicist and a math and science curriculum writer. This is my channel, Living Sensibly with Amos Tarfa, or you might be listening to this through our podcast, Parenting and Education in the AI Revolution. Parenting and Education in the AI Revolution. Okay, we have a lot to talk about. So this is going to be a series, and this is going to be a podcast episode series where you're going to see different podcasts about education and about AI and the impact it might have, the good, the bad, and the ugly. In these discussions, we are going to talk about books that I'm writing, books that I have written, and I'm going to have guest speakers. I've already had Dr. Robert Marks on my channel before. I'm going to have him again. I'm going to be inviting other AI scientists to join the conversation. By God's grace, in 2026, we're going to have a conference at Cambridge University, which is where some of the computer scientists that did work on AI went to school. So we're going to go to Cambridge in the summer of 2026. We're going to have a live podcast series, but then we're also going to show people, different videos and discussions about AI. So what are we going to be talking about in parenting and education in the AI revolution? Well, we're going to be talking about different aspects of raising children to flourish in the AI age. The first one, though, let me give you this one and get it out of the way. If you're a parent and you're concerned, how is my child going to be ready for AI, or will they have a job, and what does the world look like 5-10 years from now? Here is the good news. If your child knows quantum physics, if your child knows math, and they know it well, your child will be okay. Because the next frontier beyond AI, in a sense, is quantum computing, right? So we can prepare your child for what's not even here yet, but it's going to be here, right? And so you need to prepare your children by giving them the best base in logic, mathematics, physics, and ideally, computer science as a skill, not so much as a degree, but as a skill, knowing how to program, knowing how to work with computers. So logic, mathematics, physics, and I'm actually going to add philosophy. People need to learn how to wrestle with ideas. Philosophy does that well. Did you know that AI, by the way, goes back to the work of Aristotle and logic, the idea of logic there? Ultimately, it actually goes back, I would argue, to the Bible, to the fact that God created us, right? So if God created us, now AI is trying to copy that which God has created, right? That's what's going on with AI, just so you know. So it's interesting that if you really think about it, AI is trying to copy something that was created. So there's a lot to talk about. And when we talk about AI, sometimes people have not wrestled or understood the different aspects of what AI is, and the fact that everybody in one way or the other uses AI already, right? Self-driving cars are using AI, computing there. We have those self-driving cars doing that. AI is used, think of your voice-assisted AI systems. AI was already there in different ways. Generative AI, right, with ChatGPT, that's only one sliver. That's only one dimension of AI. AI is way more than that. But you know what ChatGPT did, though? It opened our minds to something crazy. You ready for this? People didn't like school. A lot of people, they don't like school. Some of them think it's a waste of time. Some of them think it's hard and blah, blah, blah. And here's the thing, though. Just because something is hard doesn't mean it's good for you. We have to get that straight. Some of what's going on in school right now is actually not good. Like, for example, math education. How math education is done right now is actually bad in many ways. And this is not just me because I've written a math curriculum and I'm talking. No. What I mean is this. How can you allow a child to do algebra when they're not good at pre-algebra? Like that's bad. Do you see what I mean? So then that child in algebra is going to struggle, and then they're going to hate math. Do you see what I'm saying? So would they want to be in school if they've been allowed to go into a class that they shouldn't be in? But the school system says, oh, you're done with this year, so you got to move on. Okay, let's not get Amos going on math education. That's a whole different channel, which I have, called Counting to Calculus on YouTube. But the point I'm trying to make is this. If children don't like school, and then you give them a tool, a generative AI tool that can do their schoolwork for them, what are they going to do? Like, oh, I'm not going to touch that because I love learning myself and blah, blah. No. A lot of them are going to use it. That's a problem. The problem is they didn't like the system they were in, and AI is now going to give them a way to get themselves out of that system faster. We need a new model in education like yesterday. We need it fast. Meanwhile, a lot of education is thinking that it can just carry on as usual. No. We can't do that. We can't do that. The Industrial Revolution method of education is expired. That's done. We need a new model. When I went to school, I didn't have access to any other books apart from the ones that were for the grade level that I was in, and maybe the ones before that grade level where I, had books from the year before. But the books for the next year, I didn't have access to those. So I was going at the pace of the materials in front of me. What happens when all the materials in front of you, what happens when all the tools are available to you? Everything. Should we still teach you at the pace of the, what becomes the pace that we teach you at? This is going to sound weird, but I think that one of the worst places to be right now is in school. I know that sounds weird to say. One of the worst places to be is to be in school. Am I saying that schools as a whole are not useful? That's not what I'm saying, but what I'm saying is that we need to ask some deep questions. We need to ask questions about, why do we go to school? What is the point of school? We really need to assess that question. We can't just take it for granted. We can't just assume that, people in the 1900s needed school, so we need school. But why did they need school? And what was the thing that was driving the schooling they were getting? See what I'm getting at? Schools need to ask that question. Why do we exist? Schools should ask, why do we exist? Or we're giving knowledge to our students and helping them learn material. I have heard from many students, and I know this for a fact myself, that sometimes they are better instructors for certain topics. There are people that might teach you polynomial division better than I could, and they are available on the internet. Some of them have great videos on YouTube. If you want to learn how to divide polynomials and you watch it from them, you've learned how to divide polynomials. But if that was the lesson for Thursday at your school, why did you go to that class on Thursday? If you already mastered polynomial division. Well, maybe the mentoring from the teacher. Well, that's a different issue. You could get mentoring from people at church. You could get, that's okay. Well, the social aspect of interacting with my classmates. You can interact with your classmates at church on Wednesday nights, on Monday, and whatever. So that's not an issue. Okay. So what is the point of school? And I really mean this question. Put it in the comment section. What is the point of school? What is the point of an industrial age schooling system in the AI revolution? I don't have all the answers to all the questions. Nobody does, right? We're working through a lot of things. But what I'm troubled by is when we carry on like nothing is happening. And we just pretend like nothing changed. Our students are smarter than that, and we've trained them to be pretty sharp, and they can't look at the current system and tell you that everything just needs to carry on as it was. Now, can I give you some practical examples of how this needs to change, what could change? Yeah, let me give you a few. Back in the day, you needed a whole year to complete your Algebra 1 course. That was pretty standard. But if AI is trained on a lot of mathematics and physics, it has a lot more math than you can even imagine. You can use AI to get examples for math problems. You can use AI to double check your work. So you can use AI to learn concepts you've never learned before by asking for 10 examples, and then maybe have a mentor or a coach, which is a big part of my vision for education. Is we need more teachers, not less. We need more teachers because we need more mentors. Education needs to become more focused on mentoring and coaching, like Aristotle mentored and tutored Alexander the Great, like Socrates was to Plato, like Plato was to Aristotle. Do you see where I'm going with this? There is a model in that mentoring model. Jesus had 12 disciples. That model where people are learning from someone, spending time with them, That means that if you want to be a teacher, but you don't want to be a mentor, then you shouldn't be a teacher in the AI age. Because if your goal to be a teacher is just to deliver information, I'm really sorry. That aspect is better done in many cases, by the tools out there. I mean, you can use agentic AI. I'm not just saying you can. I have used agentic AI to write over 50 math modules just with agentic AI. Actually, more like 150 math booklets and modules and materials to enhance math learning. You can build math textbooks using examples from sports because the kid loves sports. There are so many tools out there. It's crazy. So why should we limit ourselves to the same paradigm where we needed 1 year to do Algebra 1? You could do Algebra 1, Algebra 2, Geometry, and Pre-Calculus in a year comfortably with AI. Comfortably. You could do 4 years of math in one. That's the world we're in now. So what is the point of school? Okay. In this series, I will be talking about, as I said, the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to AI. There's a lot to discuss. There are some things about AI that are concerning. John Lennox in his book 2084 talks about these issues with chatbots, which is becoming more and more of a problem. This is my concern for parents. Parents, watch out. Take the smartphones away or block the data as soon as possible. Here's why. The chatbots are coming in larger numbers, which means that your children could potentially be distracted for hours on end with chatbots, because social media was one level, chatbots is another level. There's even something in the news today of a AI company being sued or something like being investigated in the state of Texas. I believe it's Meta AI. Guys, a lot is happening. People are turning to AI for therapy. There's concerns there. We need more human interaction, not less. So parents, where do we go from here? Follow the channel. Let's have discussions. Let's guide you through this season of making sense of life in the AI age. I look forward to sharing more with you. This is Amos Tarfa. This is Parenting and Education in the AI Revolution. Take care and have a blessed day. Thank you for watching that video. To see the full episode, go to our YouTube page, Living Sensibly with Amos Tarfa. I have different programs and webinars that I'll be running to provide support for families and students and teachers on navigating life in the AI revolution. I also have a math curriculum called Counting to Calculus. You can visit countingtocalculus.org, sign up there to get more information, and then we can see if we can support you in any way in enriching your child's experience with mathematics, physics, chemistry, economics. Look forward to serving. Take care. Have a blessed day. And please subscribe and like and share. Have a blessed day.